channel. So today is July 16th, 2021. I looked at myself in the camera and kind of scared myself this morning because I shaved my beard down, and it like my body has been getting tan since it's summertime, and all of this was kind of white, so it kind of looked like I was bald for a second, and I thought like I went too short, but freaked me out a little bit. What I'm doing today is showing y'all exactly how I lost about 29 pounds of fat so far, and it's all from like 3 simple steps. And it's super easy to do something like this, but it's really the commitment and the mentality portion that has to kick in when you're doing something like this. So 29 pounds of fat. I was about 240. This morning you saw I was 211. So yesterday I was around 208.4, but I ate a little bit more carbs yesterday than I should have. So, because I burned a little bit more, but it's all a mind game. It's getting in that deficit zone, especially for a lot of the weight loss people. It's how many calories are you putting in your body and how many are you burning. So you have to see exactly how much you're putting in your body. So the most important rule is getting a digital scale. So you can't measure out your foods without a scale. So if you have a scale, like for instance, I'm about to make my breakfast, so I'll show you how I measure out my egg whites and stuff, but you have to see how much you're putting in your body so you know how many calories that's actually going to be. You can't go off a back of a box on something, because honestly, like, let's say there's a bag of chips and it says each chip has a certain amount of calories in it, but you can't tell if each chip has that same calorie, because there's a smaller chip and then there's a bigger chip in every single bag. So that's why it's important to scale everything and making sure you stay in that deficit, so you're burning at least 250 to 500 calories every single day, more than you're consuming in your body. So that's all I've been doing, a majority, and I'll go through the 2 other steps later, but I'm gonna show y'all how I whip up my breakfast really quick. All right, so this is honestly all I use. So right here we have the Fresh Farm eggs that I get, and then Pam olive oil, no artificial flavoring, egg beaters for my real egg whites, some carb balanced. So these, I honestly only eat these if I'm about to work out. So I like going into a workout with 50 grams of carbs in my system. So this is carb balanced and it's high in fiber, 70 calories, and then my digital scale right here so I can measure everything out. So that's everything that I use really for my breakfast, and we'll whip that up real quick. Alright, so while that is cooking up, I want to show y'all how I put that, or actually for my step number 2, is I make sure I put everything in MyFitnessPal. So you saw I can scale everything, just totally easy to do, and I will just put in everything in MyFitnessPal. So for my breakfast, I'll put a whole egg in there, and 1 whole egg, 1 carb, 5 fat, 6 protein. So there's that, and I'll add that in for my day, and then my egg whites. So the egg whites I do in the grams, and we only had 100 grams, so that is 0.7 carbs, 0.2 fat, 10 or 10.9 protein, as you can see. So we'll add that in for my day as well. It should be done. And what I do, you don't have to, but I throw this on a plate really quick, and then while that burner's still hot, I take out the carb balanced tortilla, 70 calories per slice. And what I'll do is I will get the amazing, I can't believe this is not butter. So 0 calories. Squirt that all over my pan, get some butter all in there. Squirt it all over the back of this tortilla. Throw her down for a little bit. Get her all saucy in there. After that, I'm gonna throw these eggs right back on top of there so I can just sink it all in. And there's one last step to this. You gotta have a crispy edge. You have to. So, we'll flip that over, make a little taco out of this. And while I'm waiting on that, I'll go ahead and add my tortilla. So we'll add that to my FitnessPal. Put in scan barcode. If you can't scan the barcode, just type it in. So this is the Mission Carb Balanced Tortilla. One of those, 70 calories, 19 carb, 3 fat, 5 protein. So just right there alone, breakfast is 22 grams of protein, 21 carbs, 15 grams of fiber, which is excellent, and 8 grams of fat. And you could still add so much more. Like I'm obviously going to need a little bit more carbs since I said I wanted 50. And what I'll do is I'll show you exactly what I do if I need a little bit more. Let's see if I can flip this. Take this out. Now she's ready. Alright. Now, stuff like this for my diet, it has literally 1 carb per serving in it. I don't track this just because I'm not really worried about 1 carb. So I actually put this picante sauce mild on that breakfast taco. Make it nice and juicy. Voila, there you have it. It's the infamous tortilla. Egg and egg white tortilla. Super swinging. There you have it. Super fast, simple meal to have. Now, I just showed y'all that was only 21 grams of carbs. So I need probably about 30 more grams before this workout to feel good for myself, just because it provides extra energy for myself actually. Sorry, that lighting just got terrible. So what I actually do is I grab these babies. So organic whole grain rice cakes, brown rice, lightly salted. They're actually really, really good, so they're addicting. So amount per serving, one of these cakes has 0.5 grams of fat. 0.5 grams of fat, 16 carbs. So I'm gonna have 2 of these and then we'll be ready for our workout. So here's a little update on Dooney and Sadie. Sadie's getting so big. You can barely see her with how dark she is. But they're always wore out because they play all day. And they love messing up our couch. So we actually got a new one. So this is like part of it. We have to wait on the rest to get delivered so we can put it up. But you can't tear that one up, Dooney. You hear? You heard? Sadie Mae? Yeah. And every time I leave the house, my wife says the dogs have to have something on TV. So, gotta respect her. Bye, girls. Bye-bye. See you later. Alright, I said like 3 steps, but maybe it's like 5 steps. Because I was thinking on the way over here that there is 2 other major steps to this. Another one is your water consumption. So I actually carry these with me every single day, just because a lot of people would rather have them in, you know, those big jars, but I don't like filling them up. So just knock it all out with one. You don't gotta worry about it. So I sip on mine all day. I actually put some BCAAs in there. It's Intraflight from BPN Sups. So that's what I put in mine, just 2 scoops. And I sip on that all day. And basically the most important thing with your water consumption is, especially right before you're about to eat your meals, make sure you drink like a glass of water or just kill some water real quick, because your brain and your muscle actually have a connection, and it sends each other little text messages, and it says, yo man, I'm hungry, and then you put water in there, and then it's like, all right, I'm good. So it's actually called dehydration. So whenever you're dehydrated, your body actually thinks you're hungry when you're actually thirsty. So it's very important to stay on top of that, because a lot of people think they're starving, but I guarantee if you drink a bottle of water, you're not going to be starving after that. So make sure you are always carrying your water with you. Right now I'm about to hop into my workout. So what I will be stacking today will be BPN's Flight, Strawberry Kiwi, Endo Pump, Blue Raspberry, and then always, every single day, some creatine monohydrate. So I will mix that up, slam that back, and then kill some shoulders, arms, and abs with my boys. They should be here, but they're not. Alright, workout complete. We took it light on shoulders and arms and core today. Didn't record it all, just because it was super light, basic stuff. But the biggest tip I have for you if you're trying to drop weight is lunch, especially, is the most important meal, especially for me, because it determines how the rest of the day is going to go. Because breakfast is like right before lunch, so you have a little gap, but that lunch gap to dinner gap, that's where, I don't know what this person's doing, but that gap is like the biggest gap in your day, where a lot of people fail because they like getting snacks in, and you don't want to get too many snacks in your system, because obviously that's going to be more calories. So you want to make this lunch meal full. So what I'm going to do is, I already have some chicken prepped. I have my Uncle Ben's rice, so I'll show you everything that I'm going to be eating, consuming. I'm going to scale it, make sure everything fits in my macros, and then at the end of the video I will post my macros for the end of the day on everything that I ate. That way you can see like what my meals are and how they consist of like what all is in there and macros for each and every one. So that way you can kind of put them towards your meals if you're wanting to eat the meals I eat. But you have to make your meals fun, because if you're going to stick to the basic chicken and rice and broccoli diet, you're not going to have fun with it, and you're going to end up failing and grabbing a snack. So make your meals super, super big, and if you do have a snack, make sure like you are prepping for it. So if you're going to have something later on that you know you're going to have, make sure that you take a little bit of something out of your meal prior to that. So that is a huge tip. And making sure you are super hydrated. Like I said, that gallon of water, I can't tell you enough that is going to basically trick everything and make sure you're feeling more full than you really are. So about to dive in and grab some meals, and then we'll be back at it. Hey, buddy. Hey. This is heavy. Frick yeah, dude. Frick yeah, dude. Can afford one. So for lunch, that meal was actually in a huge rush because me and my buddy were going up to the mall. But that right there was 8.9, I think, ounces of chicken. So that was grilled chicken, and just like, it was like 3/4 of a cup of rice, and just put some low sodium soy sauce on that, and ate that real quick. And then right after that, I had 2 scoops of Ghost Oreo protein. That's their new flavor. It's okay. Not gonna get it again because, one, I'm a BPN guy, and I think BPN's flavors are top notch compared to the other ones, but it was decent, but not gonna get it again. But for my lunch, I made sure, that I chugged a glass of water, like I was saying, and then eat my food. That way I'm still full, and like even right now, 2 hours later, I still feel fine after that, especially after that protein shake as well. So the protein shake gives me an extra 50 grams of protein. That way I don't have to worry about that at the end of the day, having extra protein. And instead of getting a snack, I can just have that protein shake. So it's just simple little twist to make in your day, especially that I did, that changed everything. Like right now, after logging everything in MyFitnessPal, and versus whenever I wasn't logging everything, I noticed that I was eating like 300 more carbs than I thought I was, just because I wasn't logging everything. Because drinks, certain fruits I didn't know had carbs in them, like blueberries and strawberries and pineapples, stuff like that. I was eating that like for a snack, not knowing there was carbs in there, but there actually are, and the sugar levels and stuff like that. So you just have to measure everything out. So I mean, the people that are busy, that I say like don't have time, I tell them to take a few days. If being fit is so important to you, take a few days, scale everything that you're going to eat. And I mean, you can commit a Sunday. Everybody's usually off on Sundays. What I do is I just commit, and I make sure everything's ready to go by Sunday. That way I can just throw it in the microwave. If not, just eat the same thing every day. I mean, yeah, it might suck, but you're going to get your goals that you're wanting to get, especially if you're trying to get shredded or diced. I mean, you have to be serious about your diet, and you're not gonna outwork a bad diet. It's not gonna happen. This diet runs evenly with your training, so it's very important to get everything in. And I think for dinner, I'm having chicken again. I'll keep y'all posted on that. But right now I'm having like 230 grams of protein. I'm weighing 211 like we saw this morning, and my carbs are at like 260, I believe. I'll have to check. And my fats are right below 70. So they're not awful, but the carbs are the only thing that I have to take like super light to make sure I track everything, because proteins and fats, that's easy for me to hit, but the carbs is where I struggle, so that's why I scale everything. So that's probably the biggest tip I can say, is to make sure you scale literally everything. So the day's almost complete with what I'm eating. I still have about 50 grams of protein, 40 grams of carbs, and like I think 24 grams of fat. So I can still get a really good meal in with all of that. And I don't know exactly what I'm gonna have. I might stop and get some more chicken because I just ran out. But man, it's just, you can still eat what you want. Just make sure you are preparing everything. A lot of people don't eat like enough when they're cutting. They think you just cut out everything and burn all your calories, but that's how you lose your muscle. So I can sit here and have egg burritos or tacos and enjoy that. Just enjoy your every single meal. Don't force feed yourself with stuff you don't like. You can enjoy everything. Like I eat chicken and rice because I love it with soy sauce, with the low sodium soy sauce, just because it's just a good flavor. It's what I like. Find what works for you and do it. And like even your energy drinks, so make sure, like my 3Ds that I drink probably 2 a day, and there's 7 carbs in each one. I still track those, so make sure every liquid you're putting in your body you're tracking. And man, it's just, you can't find excuses with this. You have to scale everything. You have to make sure everything's measured out to reach your goals, or you're not going to see progress. So I'm going to end up showing you my last meal, and I'll throw my macros up for the day, and maybe I'll do a little breakdown of everything on MyFitnessPal to show y'all, but make sure you do what works for you. So I'm actually going to have what I had for lunch for dinner, just because I have to meal prep tonight for the weekend, because I don't have enough prep for the weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and meal prep and get that taken care of, knocked out before the weekend even gets here. So I'm going to eat chicken and rice again, so I will meet all of my macros. Macros will be listed on the screen. And I hope everything I got out of this was, one, make sure you're getting at least a gallon of water in a day, especially while you're trying to shred down. Always do make sure you get more calories burned than you're consuming in a day. And even if you have to go outside and walk for 30 minutes, I mean, you'd be surprised how many calories you burn in 30 minutes just of walking. So constant walking. I know a lot of people will just get up and try to do some jumping jacks or something just to burn calories, but I prefer walking just because it's constant and your body keeps fluently moving. So making sure you're hitting all your numbers, making it enjoyable and fun. Don't make it boring. because you have to enjoy this process. And just staying on top of everything, making sure, you know, your meals are getting ate before, you know, at least an hour or two before bed, so you can get your rest. And everything's just, every single day's got to be consistent. So every week I check myself, like every Thursday I'll weigh myself in the morning, and just to see where I'm at. And every week I should be seeing progress. If I'm not, I lower my carbs just a little bit, but with my macros right now, it's working for me. But remember, do what works for you. Don't take my macros and put them in your day, because your body's different than mine. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video and learned a lot from it. Leave a comment if you want any other videos like this or need help with anything. You can always shoot me an email and help with the online coaching. So if you want that, I will put that in the description. Make sure you give this video a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, to help it grow. And I appreciate y'all. We'll catch you in the next one.